Hello everyone. Today I'm doing a body butter, an individual, no, I take that back. Today I'm doing an acne cream for your face, and it's just a little individual recipe for just one container. First we need to sterilize our container. Okay, how I'm going to sanitize my container is I have rubbing alcohol like you put on a boo-boo, and I'm going to spray my container with that, and then in this container I washed it with soap and water, and now I'm going to let that air dry, and you can tap it up a little bit to get some of the excess out of it, and then you just want to let that sit and evaporate, and so that's something that takes a little time that you have to do ahead of time. Now, I also sterilized my spatula, and I sterilized my thermometer, but I don't think I'm going to need it. But I did sterilize it, and if you need one, whenever this has air dried out, or if you're in a hurry, let it sit for a little while, and then use a fresh out of the dryer or paper towel that's very clean, sanitary, and dry your container out. And what we're going to do today is I'm going to do a cream just for one of these little containers, and if you don't have one of those at home, you could just find a container that you have at home that that you've used, and keep the container and wash it and then reuse it. But in any case, I purchased this one new, and I have taken, now everybody can do this differently, but what I did was I put 2 ounces of shea butter and a ½ ounce of coconut oil and a ½ ounce of olive oil. So that is 2 ounces of shea butter, and I used Essential Depot's unrefined organic shea butter. I used organic coconut oil, a ½ ounce, and first press, cold press, extra virgin olive oil. Now, I had some emulsifying wax on hand, and I put a ½ teaspoon down in here when I melted it, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. If you don't have that on hand, you don't have to do that. I do that to ensure that everything stays well blended. But because I carry this in my car with me sometimes, and whenever I carry it in the car with me, it gets hot and it'll separate. But you don't have to use emulsifying wax if you don't want to. If yours gets hot, you can just stir it and re-put it in the refrigerator and just keep stirring it. So I melted it for 1 minute in the microwave, and I stopped at 30 seconds, and then I stirred and broke up the pieces, and then I put it in again for 30 seconds, then it was all melted then. In a minute, there was a couple of, like 3 pieces that wasn't completely melted, but I just swished them around, and then that melted. And then I added vitamin E, and you can only add things that are liquid based if you're going to use a preservative. So if you're not going to use a preservative, then you don't want to do anything but essential oil. I mean, just oils. Don't add any vitamin E or glycerin. They're water based. And then I put 0.2 of glycerin. But now, if you don't have preservative, and you're not going to use preservative because you don't have it or you don't want to use it, then don't put anything in here but essential oils and oils. And that way you don't have to risk the problems with growth of mold so easily. I'm told it won't grow mold at all, but I'm no authority on that subject. So we're going to say you will reduce your risk of having issues with mold growth. Alright, and so now I'm going to do a preservative, and each preservative that you purchase has its own requirements on temperature. But what I did was after I got it all finished with the, after I got it melted, I stirred it really good, and then I put it in the freezer. I set it on top of the ice in my ice maker, And it didn't take no time. It took like 15 minutes or 20, and it was nice and almost solid. And oh, I may have to reheat this again. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to go put that. I should have hurried, but since I was telling you, it took me longer. So let me go and warm that up for just a few seconds in the microwave, because it has gotten too solid to add my essential oils to it. And that's because it got, shea butter is a solid and coconut oil is a solid. So let me go and heat that up for a few seconds. Okay, I put it in there for 10 seconds in the microwave and got it loose again. So I'll have to check my temperature now to see that I'm okay to put in my preservative. And it's 120. It has to be under 120. I really feel like I am. Yeah. I'm just at 90, so I'm good. Okay, so now I need 9 drops of preservative. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And I used a preservative from New Directions Aromatics. Okay. And now I'm going to stir that up. And I'll show you this in a minute, where I found a conversion chart on the internet on how to determine the percentages in a small batch. It's going to be so handy. You're just going to love it. Just totally love it. So you can do little things. Okay, so now we have our 3 ounces of essential oil, and I used the conversion chart, and I wanted to do 10. I wanted to do 10, it was either 5% or 10%, and I'll look at that in a minute and tell you, but I figured it up, and I'm going to need 90 drops of essential oil. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, where's the other one? Ah, there it is. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 kinds of essential oil that I'm going to put in here. I know, I'm just going crazy. Y'all do your own research and just be so much more conservative than I am, but I have terrible acne, and so I just looked up all these essential oils to find out which ones were good for acne, and there was a whole bunch of them, and I just decided to have fun and put a whole bunch of them in. But you put in what your research tells you is great for you. But this is what I just wanted to play and do it for myself. And so everybody do this as it suits you. So, okay, so that means I'm going to do 10 drops of each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is tea tree essential oil from Essential Depot. I'm going to set it over here after I've done it so I don't get confused. And this is lavender. Couldn't get the lid off. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is lemongrass. And one of the ways you can do that is, if you have an essential oil at home and you want to know if it would be good for your acne, put in, let's say, lemongrass and acne in a Google page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're using black cumin. black cumin is the most healing herb on the planet, according to many websites. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're using ginger grass. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're using Pomarosa. This one was new and had one of those little caps in it, so I'm having to take it out without breaking a nail. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're using cedar wood essential oil. Can't get the lid off. Ah! Whew! I couldn't get the lid off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now remember, do your own research about your own face and decide which essential oils that you want to try. Make sure that you put a Google page out and you check each one of them. Some essential oils are irritants. Some essential oils are toxic. Some essential oils are toxic just to breathe them. They can only be used in certain applications. So please, 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 please do your research. Decide which essential oil you want to try for your body and your face. All right, rosemary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, that smells so good. All right. And last but not least, clary sage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now I have already added vitamin E to this, and I should have showed you me doing it. I'm sorry, but I added how much? I added a half a teaspoon of vitamin E, and now I'm going to add chamomile. Chamomile, I can't afford chamomile essential oil, so I'm trying chamomile extract. It's also an herbal supplement, so this is the kind that you can take by mouth, and I've never used chamomile by mouth, and I haven't the foggiest notion what it's good for by mouth. But I'm sure they use this for baking purposes as well. So I'm adding a half a dropper, and then I'm going to go in for the other half. So that's 1 whole dropper of chamomile. And I'm adding this is a B12 boost. It only has B12 in it, and it's the kind that can be taken by mouth. And I'm putting a full dropper. I always feel safer if I buy something that you can take in your mouth when I'm using things like vitamin E and stuff like that. I just always feel safer if it's acceptable by mouth. I feel like I can't kill myself then by accident. So, alright, now I'm going to go put this back in the refrigerator for about 5 minutes. And in the description, I'm going to have a recipe for you. What I did, okay, what I did. That is not necessarily what you should do. It is it is what I am doing for myself, and I expect you to do research and test things out for yourself. But in any case, I'm going to go now and put this back in the refrigerator, and while we're waiting for that, we're going to go to the website and look at that conversion chart. It's so nifty. Okay, we're on a website called Nature's Gift, and I found this absolutely adorable conversion chart. And here it is. How to achieve a special dilution for 1 fluid ounce, 600 drops of carrier oil. Okay, so if you have 1 fluid ounce of oil and you want to do a 1% conversion, it's 6 drops. Isn't that nifty? And if you want to do 2%, it's 12 drops. And 2.5% is 15 drops, and 5% is 30 drops, and that's what I did. I wanted to do a 30% dilution, and so I did 3 ounces, so I did 3 times 30, which was 90. Alright, and then a 10% for 1 ounce is 60 drops, or 3 milliliters. And they have other, they have lots of information here, so you can read about that. But I just love that little conversion chart, and I'm going to put that link in the description. Okay, if you can see there, I've typed in cedarwood and acne in a Google page, and immediately I started looking benefits of cedarwood essential oil. It says if you have only oily skin, chronic acne scars, acute acne, eczema, and itching of the skin, cedar wood essential oil is the best remedy for you. Now that one was sort of easy, but not all of them were. So you just do a search for each one of the essential oils that you think you would like to try, and the ones that I've showed you, and you can decide which one you want to do. And this is Puffy getting a bath, and I'm going to put that there on mute so you don't have to listen to it. But if you look right here, it says show more, and this is the description. This is comments, but right here it says show more, and if you click on the show more, then you read in the you read the full description. And right here is where I'm going to have some links for you today, so that you can find it. I just wanted to make sure that I showed you. You just click on that little show more button. Okay, and you can do that on anybody's video. Alright, so let's get back to our mix. Okay, I left that on the ice in my refrigerator, freezer, for about 5 minutes while I was recording the clip you just watched. And now we've got a thicker consistency, and you could do a few more minutes. It could be a touch thicker, is fine. And now remember, this is a liquid product. It is water-based, so you can't do any kind of anything water-based if you're not putting in a preservative. And preservatives are easy to purchase online. They have them at New Directions Aromatics. They have them at Brambleberry. You want to make sure that you use a broad spectrum preservative. Don't cheat yourself when it comes to preservative. I go all natural all the way, all the time, but I always use a preservative because I don't want to turn green and have a skin infection because something molded that I was using. And that's what happens if you have broken skin and you don't use a preservative, and mold starts to grow in your in something you've created that you're putting on your skin, then that mold will cause a skin infection, and it can be quite horrid. So please, 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 please use a preservative if you're going to use water-based products. I'm told that if you only use oil and essential oils, that it's not required. Please do your own research on that. Okay, so now I am going to put this in my container, And as I said, I used a half of a teaspoon of a emulsifying wax, and you can purchase those on Brambleberry and on New Directions Aromatics as well. And let's get all the goodie out. And I just went crazy and decided to just try all the essential oils that I had that was good for acne. I have rosacea, and I use my lemongrass and tea tree soap. Plus, I use a herbal facial mask that I make, and I put tea tree directly on my if I get a breakout, which I do that time of the month, or if I get really hot and sweaty, it will cause one. Or if, you know, my adult children do something totally stupid, or something seriously stressful, you know, happens in my life, I will, if I get stressed out, I will have a breakout. So that's just rosacea for you. And I'm going to put this on my arm, and so that you can see how well it blends. And it feels awesome. It doesn't feel greasy at all. It does when you first put it on, but then it's just gone, because that's just the beauty of those oils that I used. And I'll look a little shiny. I don't know if you can see the difference. I don't think I look any shinier. Just a touch maybe. And it feels awesome. Okay, so now I'm just going to put the lid on this, and I'm going to make me a label. And let's see. I have these little labels that I purchased, and so I'm going to put Kim's Face Cream. There we go. And I'm going to stick that to the container. And there we go. There's my little homemade face cream. Now, if you don't use a oil that becomes solid, like coconut oil and shea butter, let's say you decide that you want to do just olive oil, or just jojoba oil, or almond oil, or you're going to use only liquid oils, then you could use just a small 1 ounce amber bottle, and just do you want amber because you're going to protect your essential oils, so you need an amber, and I recommend glass, a glass amber bottle with a lid. This is an essential oil bottle that I washed in the dishwasher. I soaked it first and got the labels off, and then I put it in the dishwasher on a sanitizing wash. But you could just put your liquid oils in here, and then when I would put my essential oils in first, and then fill it up with your oils. But if you're just using liquid oils, then you can use a container like this. But put essential oils in first, then put your other once you've got your essential oils, vitamins, preservative, anything you're going to use. You don't have to use a emulsifying wax, because you can just shake it every time you use it. But put everything you're going to put in there, and then fill it up the rest of the way with your oils. Or oil, if you're just going to use one, you can just use olive oil. So that's another idea. And now I have done this video. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video on how to use essential oils in aromatherapy with a tart burner. So if you've watched this video and you enjoyed it, please look for the next one. Alright, bye everybody. Oh, I forgot to tell you, please subscribe. Please hit the like button and share this on Facebook or Twitter or any of the sites that's available. Please give me your comments. Tell me what you think. And there'll be a link to my website in the description. There'll also be it'll be printed out on the screen at the very beginning of the video and at the end. And if you'd like to purchase any of my products that I make. And then also I am an affiliate with Essential Depot, and there will be, oh, the tart burner is messing up with the light. Let's move it. There we go. I am an affiliate with Essential Depot. It's very easy to be an affiliate, and they just give you a few pennies every time somebody purchases. And so if you click on the link to Essential Depot that's in the description and buy something, it helps me out. So you say, well, she's giving away all these recipes for free. Well, if you want to pay me back and you're going to purchase something from Essential Depot, just click on my link when you do it, and I'm more than paid back. And so I hope you enjoyed this recipe and try it at home. All right, bye everybody.